Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Buggy Reviews. Today's episode, we are going to be checking out Spider-Noir, the latest Spider-Man product we've gotten from Sony. And shockingly, this is the first time we actually get one that actually has Spider-Man in the product. I know, wild, right? After stuff like Madam Web, Craven, and 3 Venom movies that had nothing to do with Spider-Man at all, it's kind of shocking that we actually are getting something that actually has a Spider-Man, granted not the mainline universe one. Now, for those not too caught up on the Spider-Noir and what he is, essentially it's Spider-Man in an alternate universe where it's set in like the 1940s, 50s, that Great Depression era type stuff, you know, Prohibition, your mobsters all over the place kind of thing, classic Tommy gun action, you know. It's that type of world, but obviously you're throwing in some superheroes and villains and all those shenanigans, you know. That's basically the gist of it. You don't need to know a whole lot to understand the concept, you know. And my first exposure to this character was in the Shattered Dimensions game, which, from what I understand, I could be wrong, I think came out before they did a comic on it, so I'm not 100% sure, but here and there, they've always had Spider-Noir comics pop up here and there, and they played around with the lore and whatnot, and then, of course, we got some extra mainstream attention when they added him in to Spider-Verse, where he was voiced by Nick Cage, who was reprising the role for the live-action depiction. So I was kind of very interested to see what this was going to be about, and like what we could expect from it. And when I went to watch it, it was actually pretty decent. Like, it understands the assignment it has. Like, it's a noir mystery, you know, with Spider-Man. In this universe, Peter, or Ben Reilly as he changes his name to, is a private detective who kind of gets roped into dealing with a lot of shenanigans from the local crime boss, who is like gathering all these like superpowered individuals near him, you know. And of course we're learning some history that Ben Reilly hasn't been the Spider-Man in quite some time due to certain events. You know, he's older, he's a bit grizzled, you know, he's just trying to like bury the past, but obviously that doesn't work, so it kind of puts him back into the fray, and he learns to become a hero once again. And it's basically a pretty simple story, nothing too complex, something that's gonna make you want to put your head through a wall or anything like that. It's just a simple, pretty easy to follow, like noir type story. If you're a fan of that stuff, it's here in spades, you know, and I think it's really good there. Obviously Nick Cage, you can't ever have a bad time when you're watching a Nick Cage thing. It's just golden. Anytime he is on the screen, it is always something fun to see, especially when he just starts acting a little bit unhinged in his classic Nick Cage moments, you know. That's just like, yeah, that's why I like watching him. I love that they don't shy away from like showcasing the suit, or even letting you know, like, yeah, we're not Sir Dracula doing this thing. No, it's like literally by the start of the second episode, he's got the suit out and ready to rock and do all the stuff, you know. Like, they do not waste time. Like, this is 8 episodes, and they don't make you wait like till the last 15 minutes for him to put on the outfit and start being Spider-Man. No, he is straight up Spider-Man, and Like, we're not holding back on it. Like, we're gonna let, and it's the proper noir outfit. They even have the light up goggles, which is a nice little touch. Like, I like that they made him an actual mechanic, just which also helps. It's pretty nifty. There's a couple of liberties with certain characters, but for the most part, they were either characters that never really had a noir version in the comics, or there was like, I think the only one was Cat Hardy, who I would assume is like this version of Black Cat. You know, there's a few differences in that regard from what I'm aware of in her noir comics counterpart, but it's nothing egregious. Like, because we get Sandman, we get Electro, we get Tombstone, we get Silvermane, and for the most part, they all do what they should do, you know. They fit their roles as well. We have not Ben Robertson. We have Robbie Robertson from the Daily Bugle. He's in there. He's our like support character, or one of our support characters for Ben Reilly. You know, a reporter just trying to like get back his job, and like he did a lot of stories on Spider-Man back in the day, and he's really good friends with him. And there's a nice like dynamic. I really do like sense the friendship between him and Ben. So like, and the actors have really good chemistry, and that really works out well. We also have Janet, who is Ben Reilly's like secretary and like assistant, who kind of helps him out a lot on a lot of his cases and workload. It's your standard kind of like noir detective stuff. Like you have the rough and grizzled detective, a little bit down on his luck, but he's always got like a couple of people around him that he can call on for help. He's got the scrappy reporter, he's got the scrappy and witty assistant that's always bugging him about getting some new jobs so that way they can get paid. He's got his little informant street urchin who happens to be like a 10-year-old kid because it's the Depression era. It's how that is. We have the femme fatale, like which is Cat Hardy in this instance. We have our big bad, which is Silvermane, the big bad crime boss of the town, who's essentially like taken over, and he's just trying to like essentially just make everyone remember that, hey, this is my town, I'm gonna run it how I see fit, no one's gonna stop me, and then we're introducing these new elements in with Electro and Sandman and Tombstone, and we're playing around with how they get their powers a little bit, but it all works. I'd say it's like there's some creative liberties, but it's not so much that it make you like want to tear your hair out. It's done in a pretty reasonable way. The action's pretty decent for what it is. Like, obviously, for a TV show, you're not going to be able to get a whole lot, especially in a live action sphere. But what they do is pretty good enough. A lot of the actors, I think they do pretty good for their roles. Some of them, they just know what they're doing. Like, some of them are dramatic. Like they play right into the role. Like the guy who plays Electro, he really hams it up. Like you could tell he's having a blast just playing this like super dramatic villain that just loves to steal the spotlight. Like he is eating it up, Then we have like Tombstone and Sandman. They know how to play like people who are down on their luck and they're doing the bad thing because, hey, they want their slice of the pie, I can't say I ever had a real negative thing about this. The only thing I would be is like a nitpick, because it's more of a style thing right? Because there's two modes that you can watch this. You could watch this either in the black and white, which I think is the recommended version, I would say, and then there's your true like standard color edition that you can watch. So however you want to pick is however you want to pick. But I would say I kind of wish that they did something similar to what Shattered Dimensions did, because Shattered Dimensions had like the black and white filter, but what they would do is they would do a Sin City type thing where it was black and white, but occasionally there would be moments where you would see like color in there, like, okay, it's black and white, but sometimes you might see red, or you might see yellow in one frame, or something like that, whereas like certain little things to kind of make it pop a little bit more. But maybe that's just more of a limitation to what we could have done, I guess. Who knows? But it's the only like real nitpick I have for it. But yeah, otherwise, this show was pretty good, pretty decent. I'd say if you like Spider-Man, or you're into noir stories, or if you just want to watch 8 episodes of Nick Cage doing Nick Cage things while in a Spider-Man outfit, go right ahead and pick this up and go check it out. I would say it's definitely one of the better superhero things out and about. It doesn't try to subvert or do anything. It knows the assignment and it does it well, and I think that's a good thing. It knows what it wants to be, it does it well, and I was pretty content and pretty happy and entertained, which is what we all want at the end of the day. And that's all I got for now. I'm gonna leave it all up to you. Please, what did you think of Spider-Noir? Leave it down in the comment section below, and let me know what else I could check out in the superhero realm of things. With that all said, I'll leave you all to it. Goodbye.